What if the solution to one of the world's biggest health problems was not hidden inside a hospital? Not inside a medicine bottle. Not inside an expensive treatment. Not inside a high-tech laboratory. What if the solution was growing quietly in a field? Potato. Yes, a simple, ordinary-looking potato, eaten every day by millions of people. Affordable, familiar, trusted across cultures and generations. Today, we ask a question that sounds simple, but carries enormous meaning. Can one potato change human health? Across the world, food is more available than ever before. Markets are full. Shops are stocked. Plates are rarely empty. And yet, something is deeply wrong. Children fall sick again and again. Mothers suffer from constant weakness. Energy levels remain low. Learning and growth are affected. This crisis has a name. It is called hidden hunger. Hidden hunger does not mean starvation. It means people are eating enough food, but their food lacks essential nutrients. Calories are present, but nutrition is missing. Iron, zinc, vitamin A, other vital micronutrients. Without them, the body survives, but it does not thrive. More than 2 billion people worldwide are affected by hidden hunger. They eat daily meals of rice, bread, maize, or potatoes. Their stomachs are full, but their bodies remain weak. This is why hidden hunger is so dangerous. It is invisible. There is no dramatic hunger scene, no empty plate, no immediate alarm. The damage happens slowly, inside the body over years. Governments and health systems try to solve this problem. Supplements are prescribed. Iron tablets are distributed. Fortified foods are produced. But these solutions face serious challenges. Supplements are expensive. Distribution systems fail. People forget or avoid taking pills. Fortified foods require factories, monitoring, and long-term funding. And the moment support stops, the nutrition disappears. This leads to a powerful question. What if nutrition could come naturally from the food people already eat every day? No pills, no reminders, no extra effort, just food, doing more. This is where the idea of the super potato begins. Not a genetically frightening experiment, not a chemical product, but a potato developed through science-guided farming to naturally contain more essential nutrients. This process is called bio-fortification. Bio-fortification means improving the nutritional value of crops from within the plant itself. Not by adding nutrients later, but by growing food that is already richer. Why choose a potato? Because potatoes are one of the most widely consumed foods on Earth. They are eaten by rich and poor, urban and rural communities, children, adults, and the elderly. Changing a potato means improving nutrition without changing eating habits. And that is the real power. A child who eats potatoes every day will continue eating potatoes. But now that same meal can provide more iron, better zinc intake, improved nutrition, no medicine, no behavior change, no extra cost, just a better version of the same food. This idea challenges how we think about health. We often believe health begins in hospitals, but real health begins much earlier. It begins in soil, in seeds, in farming decisions. Long before disease appears, the super potato is not a miracle. It does not cure diseases overnight, but it addresses the root of a silent global crisis. Nutrient deficiency that weakens people before illness even begins. It is a quiet solution to a quiet problem. Before we explore how this potato is made and what nutrients it contains, we must first understand the scale of the global nutrition crisis, why hidden hunger exists, who it affects the most, and why traditional solutions are not enough. In the next part, we will explore hidden hunger in detail, its causes, its consequences, and why solving it is one of the most important challenges of our time. To understand why the super potato matters, we must first understand the problem it is trying to solve. That problem is hidden hunger. Hidden hunger is one of the most misunderstood health crises in the world today. When people hear the word hunger, they imagine empty plates, starvation, and lack of food. But hidden hunger looks very different. People affected by hidden hunger eat every day. Their plates are full. Their stomachs are not empty, yet their bodies remain deprived. Hidden hunger occurs when food provides enough calories but lacks essential micronutrients. These micronutrients include iron, zinc, vitamin A, other vital minerals and vitamins. Without these, the body cannot function properly, even if it receives enough energy. This means a person can eat 3 meals a day and still be malnourished. More than 2 billion people worldwide suffer from hidden hunger. That is nearly 1 out of every 4 humans on Earth. The impact is greatest in low and middle-income countries, but it is not limited to them. Hidden hunger exists everywhere, even in developed nations. It affects children, pregnant women, elderly people, entire communities. For children, the consequences are severe. A child with micronutrient deficiencies may fall sick frequently, have weak immunity, struggle to concentrate in school, experience delayed growth. These effects often last a lifetime. Once critical development stages are missed, they cannot be fully recovered. For women, especially pregnant women, hidden hunger can be dangerous. Iron deficiency leads to anemia. Anemia increases the risk of complications during pregnancy and childbirth. This affects not only the mother, but also the child she carries. Low birth weight, weak immunity, higher infant mortality. The cycle continues across generations. Adults are also affected. Hidden hunger causes constant fatigue, reduced productivity, poor mental focus, a lower resistance to disease. Entire economies suffer because healthy populations are the foundation of progress. Governments and health organizations are aware of this problem. They have tried many solutions. One approach is supplementation, iron tablets, vitamin capsules, medical nutrition programs. These help, but only temporarily. Supplements are expensive to distribute. Supply chains break. People forget or stop taking pills. Some experience side effects and avoid them. Once the program ends, the problem returns. Another approach is food fortification, adding nutrients to processed foods like flour or oil. This works in some cases, but it has limitations. Fortification depends on factories. It requires strict quality control. It often misses rural populations who consume locally grown food. And again, if funding stops, fortification stops. This leads to a critical realization. Solutions that depend on continuous external support are fragile. They are not sustainable. So scientists, nutritionists, and agricultural experts began asking a different question. What if the solution to hidden hunger was not delivered through pills or factories? What if it grew directly in farmers' fields? This idea led to bio-fortification. Bio-fortification focuses on improving the nutritional value of crops themselves. Instead of changing what people eat, it improves what they already eat. This is a powerful shift in thinking. Crops like rice, wheat, maize, and potatoes are eaten daily by millions. If these crops naturally contain more iron, zinc, or vitamins, nutrition improves automatically. No new habits required. No reminders needed. No dependency on long-term aid. This is why bio-fortified crops are seen as one of the most promising solutions to hidden hunger. They work quietly. They work continuously. They reach people at the household level. Hidden hunger is not loud. It does not make headlines every day, but it weakens societies silently. Solving it requires solutions that are just as quiet but far more powerful. And this brings us back to the super potato, a food already trusted, already eaten, already grown, now redesigned by science to carry more nutrition inside every bite. In the next part, we will explore what the super potato actually is, how it is developed, what nutrients it contains, and why it is different from both supplements and genetically modified myths. Now that we understand the problem of hidden hunger, the next question becomes clear. What exactly is the super potato? And what makes it different from an ordinary potato? The super potato is a bio-fortified potato. This means it has been developed to naturally contain higher levels of essential nutrients that the human body needs to stay healthy. These nutrients commonly include iron, which helps carry oxygen in the blood, a zinc, which strengthens immunity and supports growth, or in some varieties, additional vitamins and antioxidants. The key word here is naturally. The nutrients are not added after harvest. They are built into the crop itself. Biofortification is not the same as food fortification. Food fortification happens in factories, where nutrients are added to processed foods like flour, oil, or sugar. Biofortification happens in fields. It starts with seeds. Scientists and agricultural experts carefully study thousands of crop varieties. They identify plants that naturally contain higher levels of certain nutrients. These plants are then bred selectively over multiple generations. This process is called conventional plant breeding, supported by modern science. In most cases, it does not involve genetic modification. This is an important point. Many people hear terms like bio-fortified and immediately worry about safety. They imagine artificial changes or laboratory experiments. But biofortification works within nature. It uses the same principles farmers have used for centuries, choosing better plants and improving them over time. The difference today is precision. Science allows researchers to measure nutrients accurately and guide breeding more effectively. So why was the potato chosen for this purpose? The answer is simple. Potatoes are one of the most widely consumed foods in the world. They are eaten in many forms: boiled, baked, mashed, fried, stewed. They are part of daily meals in many countries. Most importantly, potatoes are eaten by people across all income levels. They are affordable. They are filling. They are familiar. This makes the potato a powerful vehicle for nutrition. If you improve the nutritional quality of a potato, you improve nutrition without asking people to change their diet. The super potato looks almost identical to a regular potato. It does not glow. It does not look artificial. It does not taste unusual. Cooks the same way. Feels the same in the kitchen. The difference is invisible but meaningful. Inside, it carries more nutrients in every bite. This is what makes the super potato unique. It does not require special cooking methods, new recipes, education campaigns, a behavioral change. It fits seamlessly into daily life. Another important aspect is farming. Bio-fortified potatoes are grown like normal potatoes. Farmers do not need advanced equipment. They do not need chemical inputs beyond standard practices. Seeds are distributed, farmers plant them, and crops grow as usual. This makes bio-fortified potatoes scalable and sustainable. Some research versions of nutrient-rich potatoes involve advanced biotechnology, but many successful bio-fortified crops are developed without genetic engineering. It is important to separate science-based improvement from fear-based assumptions. The goal is health, not experimentation. Bio-fortified potatoes undergo safety testing and nutritional evaluation before being released. They are assessed for nutrient stability, taste and cooking quality, yield and farming performance, consumer acceptance. Only after meeting these standards are they introduced to communities. The super potato does not replace a balanced diet. It does not solve every nutritional problem, but it strengthens the foundation. It improves what people already eat, and that is often more effective than trying to change habits. This is why nutrition experts see bio-fortified crops as a long-term solution, not a temporary fix. Once introduced, the benefits continue year after year. Seeds produce crops. Crops produce food. Food delivers nutrition. No ongoing dependency. The super potato represents a shift in thinking. Instead of asking people to fight malnutrition with medicine, it asks agriculture to become part of healthcare. In the next part, we will explore the real-world impact of the super potato, how it can change lives, how it affects children, mothers, farmers, and communities, and why one simple crop can create lasting change. Now that we understand what the super potato is, the next question becomes more human. What difference can it actually make in real life? Not in theory, not in laboratories, but in homes, villages, schools, and communities. Imagine a child growing up in a region where potatoes are eaten almost every day. Breakfast may be simple. Lunch may be basic. Dinner may repeat the same foods. With a normal potato, the child receives calories, energy to survive. But with a bio-fortified potato, something changes quietly. The same meal now delivers more iron, more zinc, more essential micronutrients. The child does not notice it. The parents do not notice it. But the body does. Over time, that child may fall sick less often, have better immunity, gain strength more steadily, improve concentration in school. The change is not dramatic in 1 week. It is gradual, steady, lasting, and that is exactly how real health improvement works. Now consider mothers, especially pregnant women. Iron deficiency is one of the most common health problems among women worldwide. It leads to anemia, weakness, and serious risks during pregnancy and childbirth. When daily food naturally contains more iron, the impact is profound. Better maternal health means safer pregnancies, healthier babies, lower risk of complications, and healthier mothers build healthier families. The benefits extend beyond individuals. They reach entire communities. When people are healthier, healthcare costs decrease, productivity increases, children miss fewer school days, adults work with more energy. This creates a positive cycle. Health strengthens education. Education strengthens society. Society strengthens the economy. Farmers also play a critical role in this story. Bio-fortified potatoes are grown using the same farming methods as regular potatoes. No expensive machinery, no special fertilizers, no complex changes. Farmers plant improved seeds and the fields do the rest. This makes adoption easy. Farmers are not forced to change their livelihoods. They simply grow a crop that carries more value. In many regions, governments and agricultural programs support the distribution of bio-fortified seeds. Once seeds are in farmers' hands, the system becomes self-sustaining. Seeds produce crops. Crops produce food. Food improves nutrition, year after year. From a public health perspective, this approach is powerful. Most nutrition programs depend on constant funding and external support. Bio-fortified crops do not. Once introduced, they continue working quietly in the background. They do not require daily reminders. They do not depend on behavior change. They do not stop when budgets shrink. This is why international nutrition experts view bio-fortified crops as a long-term investment. They are not emergency solutions. They are preventive solutions. Of course, the super potato is not a magic cure. It does not replace a diverse diet. It does not eliminate the need for healthcare. It does not solve poverty. But it addresses a foundational issue. It improves nutrition at the most basic level, food. There are also social benefits. When communities rely less on supplements and aid, they gain independence. Nutrition becomes something they grow, not something they wait for. This builds dignity. It empowers farmers. It empowers families. It empowers local food systems. Some critics argue that no single crop can solve global malnutrition. And they are right. But that is not the goal. The goal is progress. The goal is reducing harm, reducing deficiency, reducing preventable suffering. The super potato represents a shift in mindset. Instead of treating malnutrition after it causes damage, prevents damage before it begins. When food itself becomes part of healthcare, the impact is quiet but revolutionary. And sometimes the most powerful changes begin not with dramatic inventions, but with small improvements to things we already trust. In the final part, we will step back and ask the biggest question of all. What does the super potato teach us about the future of health? And can food truly become one of humanity's strongest medicines? We have now explored the problem of hidden hunger, the idea behind the super potato, and the impact it can have on real lives. So we return to the original question. Can one potato change human health? The honest answer is this: not alone, but as part of everyday life. Absolutely yes. The super potato reminds us of something humanity once understood very well. Health does not begin in hospitals. It does not begin with medicine. It begins with food. Long before doctors existed, food was the first form of healthcare. Modern life made us forget that. Today, when people feel weak or sick, the first reaction is often to look for pills, injections, or treatments. These are important, but they usually address problems after damage has already occurred. The super potato works earlier. It strengthens the body before illness begins, supports growth. It improves immunity. It builds resilience. Quietly, daily, naturally. This approach represents a shift in thinking. Instead of fighting disease, it focuses on preventing it. Instead of depending on constant intervention, it builds strength into daily habits. People continue eating the same food, but the food works harder for them. The super potato is not a miracle food. It does not cure diseases overnight. It does not replace balanced diets. It does not eliminate poverty or inequality. But it addresses one of the most fundamental problems of our time: lack of nutrition. And it does so in a way that respects people's lives. No lectures, no instructions, no forced changes, just better food. There is also an important lesson here for the future. As the global population grows and healthcare systems face increasing pressure, solutions must become more sustainable. Hospitals alone cannot carry the burden. Medicine alone is not enough. Agriculture must become part of the health conversation. The super potato shows how science, farming, and nutrition can work together, not to create something exotic, but to improve something familiar. This is often where the strongest innovations come from. It also challenges fear and misinformation. Science is not the enemy of nature. When used responsibly, science can strengthen nature. Bio-fortified crops are not about replacing traditional food. They are about improving it. For farmers, this means growing crops that feed and heal. For families, it means nutrition without effort. For children, it means a better chance at healthy growth. And for societies, it means progress that is slow, steady, and lasting. So, can one potato change human health? Not by itself, but as part of a broader movement towards smarter food, better farming, and preventive health, can make a real difference. The super potato teaches us that solutions to big problems do not always need to be complex. Sometimes they are already in our hands, already on our plates, already in our fields. Perhaps the future of health does not only depend on advanced machines and powerful drugs. Perhaps it also depends on something much simpler. Food that nourishes, not just fills. Food that heals, not just satisfies. And maybe the most powerful change begins not with something new, but with making something ordinary better.